Good evening, everyone.
Howdy, partner.
Howdy, partners. Anyway.
Right, that's all that out of the way then, yeah?
Yeah, we got that. We've covered that now. That's the Wild West stuff
that's
done.
all done.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Obviously, welcome to part 5 of the JP special. We've got a packed program for you this evening, but first, there's some news. We've got some news. The world's biggest bargain. I'll start again.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be Barker or Corbett?
I'm Barker.
All right, go.
You've ruined the surprise now. Anyway, the world's biggest Barbra Streisand fan. I can't fucking talk. The world's biggest Barbra Streisand fan died today in a fire. Police say she was so badly burned, she could only be identified by her Yentl records.
The very latest brassiere was released today, which is known as the sheepdog. It rounds them up and points them in the right direction.
It's my Ronnie Parker face. Elspeth Bunn, Librarian of the Year, finally gave birth to twins last night. They were 6 days overdue and fined 28 pence.
Wonderful, Ronnie. Complaints were made today following the annual TV Chef's Fancy Dress Ball. A woman dressed in gooseberries and cream made a suggestion to a man dressed as a cake with sherry. She made a proper fool of herself, and he got a trifle excited.
A funeral took place today for Spencer Dobson, the famous compiler of crossword puzzles. After a short service, he was buried 6 down and 3 across.
Christ. And finally, police finally caught the feline thief who kept stealing and then returning Glenn Miller's shoes to him in an appalling condition. Witnesses heard the officer say to Mr. Miller, "Pardon me, sir, is that the cat that chewed your new shoes?"
Welcome, everybody.
News.
Montalbani.
Montalbani.
Rigatoni. I can do that for you, by the way.
Tagliatelle.
I can
Now,
rigatoni for you anytime. Yeah.
John, I have a question for you.
Oh.
Statue pulling.
Oh, yeah.
I happen to have a very small General Pinochet water feature.
Oh, that's what he calls it.
What do I do? Because I know for a fact that I've got newts nesting in his pockets. Now, they're an endangered species, so I can't pull it down, can I?
No, you can't. No, you can't. I think you'll have to speak to the council to have the nukes removed.
Speak to the council. Okay.
Or the RSNPA. No, the RSPCN.
And other letters of the alphabet.
That doesn't work. I was going to talk to you about statues, actually.
Go on.
Just because there's a couple of statues I want to make sure that are preserved this week.
Which are?
Maybe we'll play a mini little game here, tiny little tidbit of the game.
Okay.
We'll see if you can guess who they are. Here's the first one that I want to keep safe this week.
Okay. I'm not entirely sure. Who's that supposed to be? Obviously, music hall entertainer. That's all I'm getting.
I'll give you a clue.
Yeah, go on.
You can see there from the shadows that he's been given sunshine.
That's Eric Moore. No, so that's Ernie Wise.
That's Ernie Wise, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's designed by H.R. Giger. He's got a little face hugger on the side of his face.
The umbrella is like a non sequitur. He's got no association with an umbrella.
No.
It should have just been that. He should have been doing the.
I think it's a baguette.
He's holding a baguette.
It's a baguette with a telephone because he was the first man to use a mobile phone, of course.
Yes, on the Vodafone network.
That's right. And the other statue. Sorry, as it was known then, the One to No One network. And the other statue I want to keep safe is this one, of course.
Ah, yes, of course.
That is, of course, Yehudi Menuhin.
That is, of course, Michael Ironside from Scanners.
That is obviously
Is
the
that supposed
Fonz.
to be the Fonz?
That's the Fonz in Milwaukee. Yeah.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah. It's quite a disturbing sight. But we should shut up because there are 36 comments sitting in here.
Oh, let's go.
Let's get through them. Let's go right back to the beginning. Roy says Bon Tempe, Roy. Dwayne Hickman says Coombs.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank
They're
you
not
very
comments, they're more just mad statements.
Here we go. John Wayne, that's me. Tonight, it's my Western.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like that.
Christ, we're going to see Barker's Cleo Lane.
No, I'm afraid we're not. No, never.
And everyone's just saying the Fonz was very fond of saying hello.
Hey, hi. How you doing?
He used to walk in the bathroom and say, "Who wants to see my penis?" Saw a comedian just now who said, "Won't someone think of the pigeons?" Because the statues are being taken away.
Oh, right, I see, because they got nothing to shit on.
Good evening, great mates. Good evening, Jason.
Hello, Jason. Someone came up with a lovely idea for the, the Colston statue that was. Is that his name, Colston? In Bristol. I think this is genuinely good. That they fish out the statue, which they've already done, from the canal or wherever it was, and they put it back on the plinth, and then they create 2 or 3 other statues of the moment where they pulled him down in the first place.
Good idea.
That's actually a really meta, nice idea. So you have him back on the plinth, but sort of at an angle.
Yeah.
With rope, but with 2 or 3
sort of
other
like the Iwo Jima thing where they're putting up the flag.
Yeah, it's a nice idea, isn't it? Yeah, it's like a reverse Mr. Udigawa.
Mr. Udigawa? The Udigawa contract, Gale. I think they should put the statue on a forklift truck, but have the forklift truck souped up slightly with an engine and drive it up Nigel Farage's anus.
Right.
It's a thought.
Well, I would definitely kickstart that campaign.
Oh, let's bring back Kickstart. That's a great idea.
And if any children want to fund my inappropriate activities, Junior Kickstarter.
With come on, Hive Mind. What was he called? Dougie Lampkin could host.
There you go.
Because he was the one who was very good at Junior Kickstart.
Is that the one that's always shown on the clips thing with one of them falling into the trough,
and then the guy tries to save him,
and he falls in, and they all get
his bollocks done, doesn't he?
They all get tuberculosis or something.
Sorry, my stupid long.
Yeah, very funny. Any more comments?
No, the comments have dried up. Andre Preview says Roy.
Andre Preview.
Ernie looks like he has terrible stage fright there. He does. Doesn't look right.
No, that's a really appalling, really appalling statue. Yeah, not sure about that at all. What are your feelings with all this yanking of monuments down to the ground, Mr. Wayne?
You're putting me on the spot here.
I am a bit, yeah.
I think it's a good thing. There's no reason in the year 2020 that we should have a statue commemorating someone who was a member, was committing atrocities via the slave trade. So no, I mean, it's like someone said the other day. People haven't forgotten about Hitler, and he hasn't got any statues. I know Hitler's always the go-to, isn't it? There should be a book called "A to Hitler," where it's about how you start a conversation. How quickly do you get to Hitler? It always
that conversation, if it was A to Hitler, would be and Hitler.
Yeah, it's like 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, but with Hitler. It's like how quickly do conversations get to Hitler? It's like if someone says, "I think we should pull down that. I think we should do that." Oh yeah, you like Hitler, you?
Yeah. Well, prove it. No, hang on. No, don't. I like the idea of six degrees of Hitler somehow via films. Yeah. So you're like, so Earth girls are easy, right? To Hitler. Okie Okie dokes. Yeah. Jim Carrey once read Mein Kampf. Hitler. Have I won?
I reckon you could do a 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, but with Hitler, because there's a lot of actors who have played Hitler.
I was going to say, it could be done, couldn't it?
I'm just thinking off the top of my head, David Bamber played Hitler. And
Yes.
he's in Pride and Prejudice with Colin Firth, and he's in everything. So let's do.
Well, no, hang on, we have to do it now. So Jim Carrey to Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh, fuck. Okay. Let's go back from Hitler. I think you're right.
Yeah.
We need to go back to Jim Carrey. So we need to start with...
So Jim Carrey was in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind with Kate Winslet.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And she was in... what was she in? She was in Sense and Sensibility with Emma Thompson.
Emma Thompson?
Yeah. Who was in... trying to think, because Mr. Bronson played Hitler as well. So you could have someone from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Yeah, Emma Thompson was in... Well, she's been in loads. Oh, hang on. Yeah. Emma Thompson was in The Tall Guy with Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, my God.
Who was in Jurassic Park. And now we can link it. Who are we linking it to? Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey? Well, we've come from Jim Carrey. We need to go the opposite way.
We've come from Jim. We need to get back to Hitler.
Yeah. Marty, we've got to get back to Hitler.
It's not you, Marty. It's your kids. They're Hitler.
It's not Oh, we should say this, by the way.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I've actually prepared something for this. I don't know if you know, but Jim Carter died this week. Yeah. Not Jim Carter, the actor, obviously.
No, the
Kurt Thomas, who was in Jim Carter. But
good God, that's very moving. Who died today?
Who died the other day?
Who died a few days back?
I'd love it. Kurt Thomas, who died the other day.
Who died? No, yesterday.
Yeah. Who died?
Wow.
Now.
Hang on, he's not quite. Now.
That's what they do in North Korea. Kim Jong-un's uncle, who died now.
Who died now? Ooh, blimey.
So, is anyone else in the comments getting onto it? It's called Godwin's Law, the A to Hitler. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I understand. Oh, here we go. I understand the Zodiac Killer played bass for Megadeth in 1985. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and Harold Shipman used to sleep in Nookie Bear.
Sleep in him?
Sleep in him, yeah. Like a sort of auxiliary papoose.
Wow.
And you just swing on him.
And how did Roger de Courcy feel about that?
Didn't mind at all, mate.
You know my favourite fact about Nookie the Bear?
Oh, God.
Well, when Roger de Courcy started his act with Nookie the Bear, Nookie wasn't called Nookie.
He used to have his hands in his eyes.
No.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
He was called Bollocks the Bear.
Is that true?
That is 100% true. And then he
Bollocks
changed it to
the
Nookie
Bear.
Yeah, Bollocks the Bear.
Oh my fucking God.
Mm.
Well, that's true, because when Rod Hull started, his puppet was called Cunt.
That's right.
And then he just sort of subtly...
He took the U from it, and then took an E,
and then a T, and made up another word.
No, you're going the other way. We're going to emu.
Are you okay? Oh, I'm still going to Hitler. So it's
going
very
to Hitler.
It's very. Everything goes to Hitler, doesn't it?
Everything goes to Hitler.
You're a very lucky boy.
Last night he was at Nuremberg.
I like the fact this is now a Christmas carol as well.
Spreading tales of joy, brackets not joy.
He had some funny intentions.
But he got his way in the end.
Then he got a little Labrador.
Shot him in the head.
The end.
The end.
Then one sunny fucking hell, Hitler came to fall.
He was covered in petrol and burned, and everyone fucking
roared.
All
of the other Nazis. Used to deny their very existence and association with him.
They said they're only following orders.
And also they might be necessarily Jewish or a gypsy. Please leave me alone. I'm off to England to become an accountant or antiques dealer.
You know who should have a statue? Pierpoint. Pierpoint.
Sorry?
Pierpoint.
Pierpoint.
He hung loads of Nazis.
Oh, he should, yeah.
I mean, he hung loads of people, but
maybe his statue should also be a child's swing.
I thought he could have a noose, and you could pull him down when he's inappropriate and put him back when he's all right again.
pull him down for storage.
Yeah.
When you got too many guests.
Because, he loved a noose. Oh, he used to say, there's a noose loose about this hoose. What he used to say when he walked in. Harold Shipman did the bus. No, he didn't, Tim. No, he didn't. Everyone knows it was Bob.
Can we just stop with the whole... Or continue. I don't mind. It's one or the other.
Rectal tract Jane and Freddie.
I don't know what that's in reference to, but thank you.
Bob Carroll Dees originally had shit the dog, but was told it wouldn't fly on Tiswell's. Now, that might be true. I don't know. But it might have been good on OTT, as you guys pointed out, was the adult Tiswell's.
Now, did I presume shit the dog would then shit? He'd go... He wouldn't spit, would he? Because
he'd have to very out an old Mars bar.
Yeah, he'd have to sort of, mush up a Twix just before they went. And 3, 2.
Someone's done it. Someone's done it. Graham Dallas has done it. Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura. Sean Young was Ace Ventura, who was in Blade Runner with Harrison Ford. It was in Indiana Jones with Michael Sheen, who played Hitler.
Thank you.
Well done, Graham. You have won. A to Hitler.
Graham, that's fantastic.
Yeah, well done. If we had a prize, we would give. I'll tell you what. I'll give you a sneaky prize. Oh God.
No, I tell you what. His prize can be.
Yeah. What?
He can be our first contestant on Blankety Blank.
Are we doing it now?
Well, we got 2. Let's do one now. It's perfect.
Brilliant. Okay. Well, before we start Blankety Blank.
Yeah.
Do you remember I've been in contact with Hazelhurst's family?
Yes.
And last week they wanted me to put a sensitive message in there.
Yes.
Yeah, but they loved my work so much they've asked me to do it again, and this week they've picked the topic. So, again, this is in tribute to Ronnie Hazelhurst's family.
Right.
Take care with fireworks.
Well, welcome, one and all, to Blankety Blank.
Mark Whiston's in the house. Yeah. Hi, Terry.
So who was that fantastic contestant who gave us that wonderful Hitler to Jim Carrey?
It was Graham Dallas, Terry.
Graham Dallas, you get to play the old Supermatch game. Supermatch game, Supermatch game, Supermatch game, Supermatch game.
Oh.
Are you ready, Graham? You get to play with John Wayne. Oh, yes. And Terry.
Howdy, partner.
Look at that. Never had a lesson. And old Terry. Terry Waite. Fuck it. Let's reveal the legend. Thank you, Eugene. The legend is. Fucking thing.
Live TV, gentlemen.
Swimming.
Oh.
Blank.
Well, Terry, I used to spend a lot of time on horse, so I would say my answer would be pool.
You were slightly cut out there, old.
I used to spend a lot of time on a horse.
You said swimming hole.
I would say pool.
Oh, pool. Oh, that's great. Well, old Tel's going to go for swimming hole.
Oh.
So you got swimming pool and swimming hole, or of course, you can go for one of your own. We'd like your answer. Stum 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 drinking wine whilst waiting. Stum stum stum.
We'd love to hear from you, Graham. That's me as John Wayne there.
That's fucking so accurate.
I know, sorry. Here we go. Graham said swimming cupboard.
Swimming cupboard. Well, you never know. That could almost be an 100 blank answer. But let's find out what the audience suggested. Swimming for 50 blanks. Swimming petition. You know, when people don't want to go swimming. Yeah. Never mind, you never know. You might get it in 100 blanks. Swimming. Swimming riots. You know, the old swimming riots of 1984.
Well, Terry, when I make movies in Hollywood, there are often riots about swimming.
Silence, Wayne. Why don't you hitch your wagon to shut the fuck up? And for 150 blanks, the most popular answer, swimming. Fugitive. Swimming fugitive there.
No, I'm sorry, Graham.
So, listen, Graham, it was a great answer with swimming cupboard. But you should have gone with either swimming petition, swimming riots, or swimming fugitive. But thank you for playing, and we'll have another super match game a little bit later.
Now we're 20 minutes into the show, so it's a good time. It's a good time to tell you all the phone lines are open. So if you want to call, it's 0898 50 50 50. Please do get the permission of the bill payer, and calls do cost 87 pence per second.
Yeah, they do. I was we haven't discussed at any point over the last month the passing of Lynn Foldswood.
No, it's true. It's true.
Which is very sad, I thought, to hit when I heard that news.
Very sad, very sad.
On Watchdog.
On Watchdog, she was very good at folding wood. Lynn folds wood, and I don't care. Lynn folds wood, and no, it's very sad. She was married to John Stapleton, wasn't she? They were kind of like a crime-fighting
investigative duo.
Yeah, they were like Sapphire and Steel. Woods and Stapleton have been assigned to this swimming Lido that's charging too much for old age pensioners. What's this? Ruth Ellis's last woman to be was the last woman to be hung in the UK. Is not related to Janet Ellis and Blue Peter. Happily clear that up. Thank God for that. Paul, I think Tim's a bit silly.
I think Tim's a bit squiffy.
But Graham was very happy to take part in Blankety Blank, of course.
Well, Graham, it's the studio audience here. They're they're keen as mustard to get to the.
I mean, our friends, as we call them, our people who are in the comments here, they're shit hot.
Shit hot.
Shit hot. Or as the French would say, mad showed.
Oh, well done.
A friend of mine when I was a teenager used to say that all the time. And then one day I said to him, what does that mean? He said, it means shit hot. And I was very impressed.
Wow. Does his friend have a name, or can you not name him for legal reasons?
He was called Ben Ascombe.
Ben Ascombe.
He's now an artist. He's a very good artist as well.
Oh, is he? I had a friend at school called Gordon Pierce who had a third nipple like Scaramanga.
Wow. He wasn't related to Ben Widgy-Wodgy, was he? Frank Widgy-Wodgy.
Frank Widgy-Wodgy. No. Not the same gen, Ray-Sean. And there was another guy who I knew, this is insane because I've forgotten his name, and I don't know why I've forgotten his name, because how can I forget his name? Because he had a glass eye.
Peter Falk.
So when I was at school with Peter Falk, He genuinely had a glass eye. It was knocked out by a duchy arrow. Do you know what a duchy arrow is?
Is that when you pass them to the left-hand side?
Yes, it must have been a Devon thing. You used to take a big long stick and then you would tie it on the end to a dart that you play darts with, and then you would split the end of the stick almost like you were making an arrow, like you were fletching an arrow. But you do it with 2 cards from a deck of cards to create the X, and then you'd wrap a shoelace around it and you sort of fling it and throw it, and this thing would go for miles, this dart thing. For some reason in Devon it was called a duchy arrow. I don't know why. But anyway, a shitty shotty. And this poor guy was on the receiving end of one. And it
knocked his eye out.
Well, it went straight into his eye. He was rushed to hospital and he lost the eye.
Bloody hell.
But as a consequence, he had a glass eye, which meant he was the coolest boy in school.
Could he take it out?
Yes, and that was the joy of it. Because I cottoned on really early into my youth about how I could utilize. He wasn't like, I think he'd lost more than an eye. He'd lost a bit of brain cells along the way. He wasn't the brightest tool in the box. So what I decided to do on Halloween was to knock on doors and go trick or treat, and then people would just go, yeah, whatever. And then I'd just go, and he'd just take his eye out.
Oh, God.
And fuck me, we made an awful amount of money for 13, 14-year-olds.
What happened to him now?
Where
is he now?
I can't even fucking remember his name. How can I not remember the name of the guy who only had one eye? He used to do a cool thing. He used to lay on the ground and he used to fill his eye socket up with water.
Oh, Christ.
And then when he blinked, it was like the Jurassic Park ripple in the water when the T-Rex was coming. It was amazing. And sometimes he used to put his dinner money in his eye socket.
Oh.
So he'd go, I just need to get my dinner money. And he'd pull his eye out and 50p's would fall out of his eye.
Christ alive. Did you make lessons last longer? Because they'd go, okay, that's the end of class today. And he'd go, just one more question. My wife's a big fan of maths.
Well, that's the end of geography today. Just one more thing. What constitutes attrition and a truncated spur? Now, I've told you before, fucking one-eyed cunt, that we're not.
He could have been, because you know there was Mrs. Columbo, the series.
Yes, starring Kate Mulgrew.
He could have been in like Kid Columbo with their son.
Kids Columbo. One more thing.
I like it.
But actually, Kids Columbo it wouldn't just be him, would it? It would be him and 2 or 3 other people.
Yeah. You'd have to have a couple of knockabout kids.
It would be like the Red Hand Gang, because I can imagine.
I got it. You could have one called Jasper Morse. Right?
I see where you're going. Yeah.
And the other one could be called, let me think.
Nick Not Pennywhack Give a Dog, because Columbo never had an official theme ever.
No.
But Nick Not Pennywhack Give a Dog a Bone is used 3 times in Columbo, so it's become unofficially his theme.
Okay.
What was the name of his dog? Wasn't it Dog?
Dog.
I think his name is Dog. So maybe his other friend's called Dog.
No, I was going to say his other friend could be called like Bergerac Jr. Jasper Morse and Kid Columbo.
Oh, it's almost like sort of Muppet Babies for all of mini children detectives.
Yeah.
Got Columbo, Sherlock Holmes, Agatha Christie.
Yeah, you could have Jessica Marple.
I like the idea of mini Columbos there. Mini Columbos, just one more thing. And then they're all jumping and frozen at the end.
And they could have a bit on the music where they do their catchphrases. Like the Jasper Morse could turn around and go, there's been a murder.
Yeah.
Lewis. And then it turns out he means there's like loads of crows around him.
No, Lewis is the name of his rabbit that he carries around with all the time.
And obviously a murder of crows is like a whole formation.
Lewis.
Pan out, crows all around him. Yeah. And then the Bergerac one could be driving along in his car and he's a Jag, and then it pans out and he's in one of those tiny little ones that you get in a kindergarten.
And he keeps doing a lot of Charlie. Charlie!
Yeah.
Charlie!
But yeah, and then at the end credits, it'll be like, so the music will change pitch. It'll go, and here's Jasper Morse. There's been a murder, Lewis. Da, 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 da. And here's Bergerac Jr. Oh, I'm in my car. And here's Kid Columbo. One more thing.
And he's got a kid's candy cigarette all the time in his mouth.
All the time, yeah. And he's got your friend's glass eye.
And a really filthy fucking nappy.
Yeah, awful.
A really dirty nappy.
And he could say, instead of my wife, he'd be like, my friend Paul.
My nanny.
Yeah, my nanny always wants to know.
My nanny loves what you do. Just one more thing. Pisses himself.
That would also work very well if they're old people. Yeah.
Yeah, but at that point, Columbo's got glass eye, glass nose, glass ear.
Yeah.
And a glass leg.
A glass do-watcher.
Glass do-whippy.
Yeah. I'm getting lost. There's loads of comments, and I'm trying to get through them. Sorry, everybody, if I'm not picking them out. But there's loads that are backing up here. Stapleton remembers exactly when and where he met her, the time, the place.
Very good.
Going back a bit. General Beadle was once arrested for fighting a swan. I don't believe that. Sorry. Was Ben from Ask 'em Brian or Ask 'em Richard? I don't know.
I don't know what that's in reference to because we're
Please
talking
explain.
too quickly.
Sorry, we went on to something else. Beadle did back. No, he didn't. Beadle was up for Tom Selleck's role in 3 Men and a Baby. No, he wasn't. I don't know why. Paul is pretty much describing life in Devon in the 80s. It was that fearing non-whites and pointing at planes quizzically.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I grew up just outside Plymouth in Devon near Tavistock on the
I
moor.
love it.
Kid Kojak.
Lovely.
Nice.
Last week, Paul cradled a loose testicle. This week, a boy filled his eye socket with water. I dread what next week will bring. It's true. It's true. You're coming out with all sorts. Columbo's dog was called Sniff. Right? No, he wasn't.
No, it was not. I thought it was. I'm pretty sure it was called Dog.
Kid Hitler. See, Roy Lake there has gone from A to Hitler very quickly.
That's good. And, well, Kid Hitler would be the first episode for the mini Columbos, wouldn't he?
Adolf Berg, no. Ironside Jr. Yes, Ironside Jr. would work. Charlie Hungerford Chan.
Charlie Hungerford Chan.
Sarah P. Nice. York. Oh, is it a reference to York? Sorry, everybody. I'm not from York. I just knew I had a friend called Ben Askham. If you're watching, Ben, hello.
My only connection to York is many years ago I used to work at the London Dungeon, dressed as Jack the Ripper. Have I told you this before?
You've never told me this.
Oh, okay. I used to work at the London Dungeon. Not famously, but about 2 years after I left, Mr. Deep Voice Comedy Extraordinaire joined and was there for a year and a bit. Matt Berry ended up.
Oh yeah.
I'd already gone. It was the weirdest job because obviously because back when I worked for it was underneath London Bridge Station, and you'd spend all day in perpetual darkness, and you all had to be made up. And you had 45 minutes for lunch, and sometimes you'd have to go to the bank, and you'd be covered in rips and scars and blood, and you'd just hello, just trying to draw out some money or buy some lunch, just the endless. Oh, yeah, hello, mate. You all right? How do the Baskervilles get you? And you'd be like, oh, fuck off. Fucking hated it. But there were some amazing bits in it. And this is that we noticed there was a golden position you could get at the London Dungeon, which was just called the free hour, because if you went in the London Dungeon, it was a figure of 8. And you had to go around in the figure of 8. It was a one-way system. So it started off with all the images of torture. And the first thing you had to do is you had to go to a medieval court and you were sentenced to death and put on a really shitty boat ride that always failed because Americans were too fat on it. But anyway. And then you go into the Jack the Ripper area and it would end with the French Revolution. So you would begin your shift either on the outside of the London Dungeon greeting people, and then by hour upon hour upon hour, you'd make your way through the dungeon doing different positions. But you'd have a golden slot, 1 hour, where you could just wander around and do what you wanted. And that was when you could just pretend to be like an animatronic and then just go rah and scare the shit out of people. And we did notice over the years that there was a weird sort of cultural thing that many people from different countries would do. For instance, if you really scared someone who was German or Russian, especially if it was a bloke and you scared the shit out of them, their initial instinct was to hit you. So you were like, okay, it's fine. The French would often spit on you, which is horrible. So you'd scare them and go, and you'd be like, fuck off.
Blimey.
But the best, and this is, I'm not trying, but when you scared Japanese people, they would en masse fall to the floor.
Oh, God.
And it was the funniest, weirdest thing to ever be part of. But when the French came round and would spit all over you, word would go around the figure of 8. Because spitting on you is just so disgusting.
Yeah, it's horrible.
So people would go, there's a big coachload of little French fuckers, like they're all 14, 15, and they're spitting on everyone going, oh, coulez-vous? And the last bit of the London Dungeon was the French Revolution. And Madame Guillotine, so they'd all go into a room, and then suddenly this guillotine would go cha-chum, 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 and go around, and there would be this animatronic body that would put its head in, and then the guillotine would go up. And then it would come down, and as soon as it went down on the neck, you would see the head fall into the basket, and it would go to a blackout. And our job, because we were stood behind the crowd looking at the guillotine, because we were operating the guillotine, is we used to have a tiny little tap, and we would take about that much water in a little jug or a mug, and when the guillotine went like that with a blackout, we'd chuck the water, and it felt like blood was coming into the face.
Oh my
People
God.
would scream. People would scream. They'd be like, ugh! This is like really rudimentary, sort of like the year. In fact, I was working there in the year 2000 because, no, I was there when Diana died.
97.
Yeah, I was there when Diana died in 97 because I got fired because I went into the Jack the Ripper section and I cut out pictures of Diana's face from the newspaper and I laid them on all the victims of Jack the Ripper.
Oh, my God.
I know, yeah. I thought it was funny, but
Please.
no.
Oh, it is
And
funny.
I got fired. But anyway, so to cut a long story not remotely short, when the French people would be spitting on everyone and getting on everyone's nerves, word would go round. And then when they came right to the end in the French Revolution, they'd all be stood there, guillotine, cha-chum, 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 thing coming down, blackout. But this time, because we were like, you fucking bastards spitting all over us, we'd all be there with about a litre of water each, just waiting. And as soon as it went to blackout, we drenched the fuckers. And that was the highlight of our day.
Why was the French Revolution in the London Dungeon?
Do you know what? It was the most incongruous thing in the world because you went in, it was medieval torture and whatnot. Then you were in a sort of court, sentenced to death to go on a boat ride that sent you hurtling backwards to the pits of hell. Then you went into Jack the Ripper, saw the autopsies and the victims, and then you were in the French Revolution. Yeah, there was no through line. Unless you count fucking profit as the through line.
I want after the Jack the Ripper, I wanted to go through the 20th century of serial killers, please.
Yeah, there should be some more modern ones, shouldn't there?
Oh, I want like a bit where you go through where Christie comes in and says, in the Richard Attenborough voice, would anybody like some gas? And then Dennis Nielsen again.
Why don't you just lay down? This won't take a minute.
Won't take a minute. And then Dennis Nielsen again go, hello, would anyone like some stew I've just made on this large pot?
And ends
I'm assuming that's what it took like. Yeah.
And it ends in the Harold Shipman spa area, where
who's voiced by Peter Butterworth.
Hello. And he's going to give you Botox for £1.
Per eyebrow.
And kill you. But we did an MTV Halloween special live from the London Dungeon when I was working there.
Yeah.
And that was pretty amazing because
you've gone.
Oh.
You cut out.
Yeah, you cut out as well.
I'm still here.
Cut. Oh, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah, we did a Halloween special live for MTV, and the amount of people that were just obviously taking drugs and fucking amongst dead bodies was quite unbelievable.
That's awful.
Well, no, there's that fear, erotic aspect to it that it all just went a bit, Jesus Christ.
You want to bum someone on Christie's face. Just as
And
the voice.
I remember once we had all the Miss World contestants from 1997 come down to do a photo shoot.
God. Oh, no.
And I also remember Rick Moranis coming to visit.
Wow.
As soon as you walked through the London Dungeon, you'd have to have your picture taken in that sort of Alton Towers awful, on the way out, there's your picture, you must pay for it. But because the picture was taken of him, he just went, no pictures, and just fled.
Oh my God. Wow. Well, we've got tons of more comments now. I went to Dungeon in 1998. It was great.
Yeah, I might have been there, Jason.
The London Dungeon quiz show. Why not? Lovely detail, Paul, i.e. blood.
Yes.
Yes, that happened when I was there.
Yeah.
Diana died in the London Dungeon? No.
She did.
No, she didn't. She died at the hands of the press. She was the people's princess.
Well, we were saying at the time that it would have been the ultimate new ride. Instead of this boat ride, they could have had you hurling through a tunnel in a French in a French limo.
Yes, Fred West and his patio could have got in the boat and said, "Here, does anyone need a patio? I'm very good at them."
Fred West and his patio. So you've got a chicken, a thing of grain, and Fred West and his patio. You have to get across a river.
No, you can't have a chicken. It would be a young woman.
You have Fred West.
Fred West, a young woman.
A young, innocent woman, and a half-eaten packet of Revels. Now,
yeah,
how do you get them across? You can't take Fred West with the woman because
he'll put her under the patio.
Yeah, put her on the bloody patio. You can't send Fred West with the Revels.
No, he'll bloody squaffle the lot, won't he?
Yeah, so you take the woman over with the Revels because she's on a diet. She's on a diet. So you leave the Revels on the other side. No, you leave the woman on the other side. You bring the Revels back. But then Fred's going to eat the Revels.
What you could do, actually, you could just leave Fred West there.
Or build a bridge.
Build a bridge. Love will build a bridge. There's a Fred West section that's downstairs. Very good, Tim. Serial killer, ready, steady, dead. I like that. I like that.
That could work.
Zodiac Killer Disco, yes. Why not?
That's nice.
You'll never know who the DJ is. Fred West Escape Room, even better. Even better.
Oh, Christ. Thank you, Sarah P.
Yeah,
Jesus
thanks,
Christ.
Yeah. Do you think maybe it's time for another game?
Yeah, I think so.
Is everyone ready at home? We're going to play a round of... we're going to play a round of this. Please, can you tell me who the fuck is that? Yeah.
It's good to talk.
Still sponsored by BT. It's lovely we've still got that sponsorship going.
It's good to talk.
It's good to talk. So this week on Who the Fuck Is That, we've got some further lookalikes. Again, we're going to do it like we did last week. I'll ask Paul one, then I'll ask our friends one, and we'll see how you all get on. So, Paul.
And just for new viewers, whoever you may be, if there are any, these are people who genuinely think that they look like someone famous.
Yeah. These are lookalike. I got them from a lookalike website. So we're going to guess who the fuck is that. So Paul, Euripides Litchfield. Who the fuck is that?
That's Alan Sugar.
That's Alan Sugar. Very good.
But it's
very
only
good.
Alan Sugar because of that. That's the only thing that makes him Alan Sugar.
Yeah. Originally in the photo, he had that poking through his trouser flies. But they had to come to move up. Yeah.
No, he's actually got a Rolo for a knuckle.
He has.
Amazing.
He has. I wonder if
nobody wants that last one.
He's used to the factory. They bring the chocolate through and he just dips his finger at the top of it on each one.
That's the seal of Sugar approval.
Certainly
Wonderful.
is. And the
Wonderful.
Rolos are full of sugar. I
That's
don't
all
want
he
any
does.
old toot in my Rolos. I want them all on my finger. Right. Next one is for all our friends on the comments. Friends in the comments, and we'll have to give you a couple of seconds to catch up on this. Who the fuck is that?
Okay, I think I know.
Yeah, that was my first slur of the night. Who the fuck is that? Dum,
I mean,
dum, 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 dum.
Blankety blank, but not quite appropriate. Bum 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 bum, skip a dum, skim skim, skim skim, skip a dum. I mean
Right.
that's it.
Yes, that is David Baddiel.
Oh really? Okay,
Yep.
I was thinking John Lennon.
No, well, it could be, couldn't it? Okay, next one. This is for Paul only.
David Baddiel.
Paul.
Yes, sir.
Paul Hermaphrodite Litchfield. Who the fuck is that?
Is that supposed to be Bill Cosby?
That is Bill Cosby. These are too
Right.
easy this week.
Yeah. Wow.
Right, this one's for our friends on YouTube, and this is going to take a while, I think. Friends on YouTube, who the fuck is that?
Okay.
Anyone? Vin Diesel? No. Good guess. No.
I'm gonna
Not
offer
Raymond Baxter. No. Yeah, go on. Offer.
Is it Forrest Whitaker?
No.
Okay.
Oh my goodness me! Diana's got it. It's not Cuba Goofing Jr., his comedy brother. It's Cuba Gooding Jr., everybody.
Brilliant. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Well done, Diane.
exactly the same.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Right.
It's
Paul
amazing.
Obi-Wan Kenobi Litchfield.
Yes.
Who the fuck
This
is
is
that?
not the game I was wondering. Eddie Izzard.
Correct. Bloody hell. This is too easy. Right. YouTube friends. We're going to get through this quickly this week. YouTube friends. Who the fuck is this?
Oh, God. If you went to hell, he'd be on the reception desk.
Do you reckon?
Hello, welcome to hell.
No, it's not Dave Franco. Good guess.
It looks like David
no,
Williams.
Greg Evans was first. It was David Williams. Yes.
Yeah, David
Samuel,
Williams, yeah.
You're all sharp as a tack this week.
Aren't we? Blimey.
Yeah, right. Paul Litchfield.
Yes, sir.
Who the fuck is this?
All right. That's the tennis player. The Scottish guy. No?
No.
Oh, then in that case, it's Benedict Cumberbatch.
Wow. Yes, it is. Wow. Okay. Right. This is the last one for our YouTube friends. YouTube friends. I'm going to call you friends because, you know, you're friends. Who the fuck is this?
Oh, my God. Now, that's got me stumped.
Who's that? Who is it?
I want to say Gordon Honeycomb, but I'm not.
I do as well all the time.
I want to say that all the time. And how are you paying for the bill this evening, sir? Gordon Honeycomb?
Lucy Hurd is correct. It is Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey!
Kevin Spacey. Now, Paul, I've got a bonus one for you.
Oh,
This is the last one.
And also, I'll tell you my Kevin Spacey story.
Oh, please do. Is it? Can you?
Yeah, I will.
Is it acceptable? Are we going to get sued?
Perfectly acceptable.
All right. Paul, now this is from a lookalike agency.
All right.
Now, bearing in mind we have them of, diminishing returns in terms of quality.
Yes.
Now, this one, see if you can tell me who this is.
Okay. I think that might be Priti Patel.
That is Priti Patel. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah,
I think that was another very successful round of... Please can you tell me who the fuck is that? Yeah.
It's good to talk.
We got a good sponsorship again from BT. Thank you for giving us
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks,
Bob.
Yeah, thanks, Bob.
It's good to talk.
Right, go on, give you a Spacey story then.
Really quick. I managed to blag my way into to a very what's the famous bar in London?
The Groucho.
That's the one. That's where I went with some
Well,
friends.
I've heard this story, but no one else has.
Okay, with a guy who had shitloads of money and got everyone drunk. And Kevin Spacey was sat at the bar. This is like 2005, and he's in a suit with a baseball cap on, with two young male
Flibbity gibbets.
widdershins, with his arm around them and his hands going everywhere. It was so obvious. Anyway, there's nothing brilliant about this. No one comes out of this really good, especially not me. I just walked past, hammered, and just hit him on his baseball cap as it went up and went, "See you later, spaceman." Like an utter cunt.
I bet he remembered it, though.
And yet, 17 years later,
He's cancelled and you're not.
who's the cunt now?
Who's the cancelled?
Oh yeah, who's the cancelled Who's the cancelled weird man? He's gone, isn't he?
Ronnie Scott's and Spacey was there, and Reg from The Bill.
Oh wow, that's a lovely pairing.
That is. Reg from The Bill has gone quite crazy with his hair these days, hasn't he?
Who was the guy who was in Buffy, who was like the professor and did the Nescafe ads? What was he called
Giles, Anthony Head.
again? Yeah, I once gave the wallet back to Anthony Head at Paddington Station because it fell out of his pocket.
Oh, did he say thank you?
Yeah, he did. That was at the height of his Buffy fame.
Did he give
And I
you
said,
any
"Oh, you
coffee?
took the wallet," and he went, "Oh, thanks."
Oh,
So that's that story.
what an ungrateful cunt.
Yeah, he should have given me a bit of money, shouldn't he?
He should have said, look, here's 20 quid out of it.
He should have at least put an espresso in my pocket. And
Here's
sent
my
me on way.
autograph. Here's my autograph and a photo of me performing oral sex on you.
What, a photograph of him performing oral sex on me?
On you, yeah.
So that photo would have to have been done live, as it were.
They've got fucking photo booths at the station.
What? So we had to go. So hang on, let's just get this straight. I pick up the wallet of Anthony Head to go, "I'm so sorry you dropped your wallet." To thank me, he takes me into a passport booth and
performs oral sex on you.
Performs oral sex on me. There is photographic evidence. Does he snip one off like Superman? Like, you're not having that one.
No. He gives them all to you, but he signs every one of them.
In fact, not only does he give them to me, he tattoos them. And we then have to go to a tattoo parlor.
Yeah.
And I lay on my back, and he tattoos the whole strip.
The whole strip on the shaft of your penis.
On the shaft of my peni, of him giving oral sex to me, and that's his way. And that's his way of saying thanks.
It's better than just saying thanks, isn't it? This is a good point to ask a question. It's all right that my 16-year-old daughter is watching and joining in with this, asking for a dreadful parent. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. 16. My God, you're fine.
When I was 16, I knew all about Anthony Stewart Head giving Anthony Stewart Head Paddington Station
based favours
in exchange for wallets. That was all the rage in my day.
I once also got a sleeper train from, and it no longer runs, but I got a sleeper train from London back down to Devon to see my parents. And the sleeper train is completely unnecessary because it's a 3.5 hour trip, which is too long anyways. Fucking mad. My partner's from Slovakia. We can get to Slovakia in 2 hours on a plane. But anyway, we decided to take a sleeper train because we just thought it'd be nice, and we did that. And we obviously you get to be in the buffet car and do all that. And we were in the buffet car and we were about to start our food, and then all our plates were cleared away and we were all thrown out because Princess Anne wanted her dinner.
Oh my God!
She was also on the train, but they cleared the entire buffet cart just so she could fucking sit there.
You know who was also on that train and waiting for that buffet car?
No, go on.
Anthony Stewart Head.
Oh, waiting for me
for the buffet. Buffet.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
The buffet, the vampire. So, yeah.
But he's saying, "Make way! I am a." What's he called? What was he called in that? The Slayer? No.
No, he was
the Ripper.
He wasn't the Ripper.
Yes, he was the Ripper.
He was the professor, wasn't he?
He was nicknamed the Ripper.
Was he?
Right, people in the comments, back me up on this.
I don't know about these things.
He was called the Ripper. He was going to go in there and say, "Make way for the Ripper," and he was going to just pocket a couple of sausage rolls. Oh bollocks! It's called the Watcher. The Watcher. Fuck off.
Oh, the Watcher.
I'm going to watch. He said, Princess Anne can eat in here. I'll watch her eat her sausage roll.
That makes more sense than the Ripper, because the Ripper's far more hands-on, isn't it? He was much more...
I thought he was going to get a spin-off show called The Ripper.
What, where he's Jack the Ripper?
No, he's the character from Buffy.
He's Jack the Ripper, but for a good cause.
That story alone might have put me off the royal family.
Well, it's enough to put you off the royal family, isn't it?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Also, someone sent me a picture today that Prince Charles has massive sausage fingers.
What?
Here
go.
we go. Look, Tim's backed me up. Ripper was originally a proposed television show based upon the character of Rupert Giles. More recent information has suggested that if Ripper were ever made, it would be a TV movie or DVD. I'm right. You see, I was bloody right.
What I love is all the people who watch this are like encyclopedias or robots.
They're smashers, man. That's what they do.
Very lonely men.
No, they're lovely men.
No, they're very lovely, lonely men.
Yeah. See, there was talk of that. Yeah, Ripper.
Ripper. Wow.
I'm a watcher, so I'm going to watch her, and I'm going to rip one out in my trousers while she eats.
What's your favourite Jack the Ripper based film, John?
Oh, Murder by Decree. Murder by Decree.
I knew you were going to say that. That's nice, isn't it? That's a nice one.
Christopher
and what
Plummer,
is it about that? Yeah.
It's Christopher Plummer, and it's also that Sherlock Holmes, which a genre I also enjoy. Because my dad...
What about the whole Jack the Ripper going through time thing? That's hilarious, isn't it?
Oh, Time After Time.
Time After Time.
That's quite fun. Diane is not a man. Sorry, Diane. Paul, say sorry to Diane.
Sorry, Diane. I mean,
we've got a few. We've got about 3 ladies who.
Actually, we got to be really
women.
We got to be careful now, haven't we? J.K. Rowling's in the old shtuck, isn't she?
That's right, Neil.
You must be very careful.
Sarah says, "I'm not a lonely man." Sorry, Sarah. That's Paul for you. He's very.
I'm so sorry.
He's very 20th century.
I don't know anymore.
No one does. No.
So that's your favourite Jack the Ripper story?
Jack the Ripper did appear in an episode of Goodnight Sweetheart. That's true. He escaped into the 20th century and
became Tony Blair. Yes.
Tonty Blair, yeah.
Tony B. Liar.
Liar,
yeah.
I call him.
Thank you.
I love Murder by Decree because it's Christopher Plummer and Sherlock Holmes, and you got James Mason.
Did a really good Rick Mail then.
Go on then. That's good. You like Phil Cool. Phil Cool had a terrible time, didn't he? This is satire. Phil Cool had a terrible time because in the space of a week, Rick Mail died and Rolf Harris went to prison, and they were his 2 main impressions, weren't they?
Didn't he also do Terry Wogan turning into an alien?
Oh, I think so. He did lots of people turning into things, didn't he?
Yeah, but I seem to remember his big, like, people were talking about it for years.
Sarah's wife is a lonely man.
Okay, well, that's lovely to know, Sarah.
Was he on a shark?
Who? Context. What, Jack the Ripper? Jack the Ripper on a shark?
Yeah, see, Paul, you're getting a lot of grief from the ladies now.
I'm really sorry. I don't know who's watching us because John controls the people who appear.
I am the master.
Yeah, Jesus.
Paul, it's as easy as pie.
But hang on, Jack the Ripper on a shark. This is a whole new genre of television that we should be watching.
Has anybody seen this amazing film from the 80s where David Hasselhoff... Do you remember when the Americans bought London Bridge, but they bought the wrong one?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there's this David Hasselhoff film. I can't remember what it's called. Someone will definitely jump in and tell me what it's called. Yeah, someone already has. Bridge Across Time. So they buy that bridge, and David Hasselhoff is a policeman investigating murders, and it turns out the ghost of Jack the Ripper is on that bridge, and it's murdering women.
Fuck off.
No, seriously, yeah. Because I've told you this before. People might not know how my dad is an amateur ripperologist. So I grew up having to watch lots of Jack the Ripper related content. And so anything Jack the Ripper related, I'd have to watch it. And that was definitely one of them, where Hasselhoff was a policeman in a film called Bridge Across Time, where the ghost of Jack the Ripper was in the London Bridge that was in America.
Who plays Jack the Ripper in that film? Is it anyone of note?
No one of any consequence, no.
But David Hasselhoff is what?
I think he's a policeman.
He's an American cop, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's not a policeman.
He's an American cop.
He's not like hello, hello, hello.
No. Because it's the bridge that they bought and is now in America. It was originally in
I
London.
think you'll find I'm ripped to shit.
Yeah.
He's not doing any of that.
No.
Wow, I would fucking genuinely love to see that film.
I bet it's on YouTube in full. Come on, guys. Jump in the comments.
Wow.
It's on YouTube in full, isn't it?
Wow. I tell you what I tried to watch last night, because I often, when I'm a bit sort of like, it's weird, isn't it? Like, I've got Amazon, Netflix, Now TV, every choice in the world, and it's just, there's nothing to watch. There's nothing to watch. So I happened to go on Talking Pictures TV, and they were just about to play No Sex Please, We're British.
Oh, and lovely.
I just went, I think I've only ever seen that once, and that's got to be at least 30 years ago. I'll watch that again. This is going to be so me. After 25 minutes, I just couldn't tolerate any more.
It's dreadful.
It's so appalling. It's so awful.
I watched Creepshow 2 last night.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen Creepshow 2.
It's not.
I watched I think on Netflix I watched Wishmaster.
Oh God.
A really dreadful horror film.
Oh.
As you wish. Because also they don't have to say I wish I was. All they have to go is, God, I wouldn't mind having a nice cup of tea. And he's like, as you wish. And then suddenly all the tea in the world is coming out their anus.
It'd be good. They should put the Wishmaster on the buses when Jack says things like, "Oh, I wouldn't mind a bit of her." As you wish.
As you wish. He just gets her lungs.
Yeah. oh, bloody hell, Stan! It's only cursed.
How lovely. It's very tenuous, the Wishmaster, because in the beginning they set the parameters up. You have to go, I wish it would all stop, but he would go, as you wish, and then you stop forever because you didn't
specify.
You didn't read the terms and conditions. Whereas when he goes to modern LA, which is always hilarious, you could just go, oh, I'd give anything to not fucking have bunions. And he'd be like, as you wish. And then he'd remove your feet. And he'd be like,
Greg Evigan watched Warlock and Warlock 2.
Oh, Warlock. The first Warlock I really loved.
I like it. It's got Richard E. Grant playing a Scotsman.
Yeah, I can't remember Warlock 2 at all.
Warlock 2 is the one where he comes out of a lady. A lady's having a baby and he comes out and he says, it's a boy.
Oh, God, really?
Yeah. Oh, Diane, I'm disgusted.
What's the guy who used to speak to the animals? And in the sequel, he goes to LA and all the animals.
Beastmaster.
Beastmaster 2. He goes to LA, doesn't he? But the animals don't speak, but like literally comic bubbles appear over them, don't they?
That's right. It's dreadful.
That's amazing.
Mark Singer from the V
Mark
series.
Singer again from V.
Yeah.
Is he doing the second?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're really bad.
I love Beast to Slay.
The first one's great. The second one's dreadful. The first one's got
Roll, all those sort of films. I just adored
the first one's got the lady from View to a Kill in it. I've forgotten her name. Tanya Roberts.
Tanya Roberts. Yes, the American blonde-haired lady.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Who Roger inexplicably has to have sex with, even though she's like no older than his waistcoat.
He has a shower with her at the end. Yeah, and that's where the last lines of James Bond are, oh. Hang on. There was a question back here which I've missed. On a scale of 1 to 10, how drunk are we at the moment?
I'd say a 7.
Yeah, I'd go about 7.
6
I've still got that to go.
Yeah, I've only got that to go, so I need to get on the gin immediately.
Beastmaster 2 is a 19... Tim is great. He's like Wikipedia. Beastmaster 2 is a 1991 sequel to the 82 film The Beastmaster. Mark Singer reprises his role as Dar, who must stop his evil brother, played by Wings Hauser. Wings Hauser was like Mr. DTV, wasn't he? Mr. Direct-to-Video. From bringing back a neutron bomb.
Oh, what? So he wants to bring a neutron bomb back to...
Beast Times.
Back to Beast Times. That's brilliant.
Stacy, the airship. It's fucking airships behind you. Yes.
Stacy, the airship is behind you, but first is Farquhar.
Stacy. Actually, it was a ham hock terrain.
What a view to kill.
That doesn't make sense.
What? It never whenever they start mentioning the name of the film they're in. Dreadful.
Secrets and lies.
And you guys are all on some sort of Star Trek?
Hmm.
Oh,
Was that the
Cromwell.
first contact, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Cromwell saying it's dreadful. And you guys are on some sort of Star Trek.
And
Why
the
would
one
you
in,
come up? Why
there
would
was
you
that
come up with those two?
there's that one in Solo as well. You're traveling alone, Han Solo.
Yeah, I should put down Han Solo.
Neil's
God.
on the JD.
Oh, well done.
Job
I-
description, he means. Job
I
description.
He's on JD allowance.
Mm.
I can't do Jack Daniel. I can't do any whiskey based.
No, I can't. It's too much for me.
There's terrible things to me.
Oh. Should we do another blankety blank? Because we're getting on a bit now.
Yeah, we can definitely do another blankety blank.
So
Who'd like to play? Hang on, I'll just summon Wogan. Hello there.
while you're summoning Wogan, I'll do this. Please don't die,
Avast!
Vince.
Avast thee, mine hearties! All aboard the good ship Blankety Blank, destination Supermatch Island. Now, which of our Man Fridays or Robinson Crusoes would like to join Hotel for the Supermatch game? If you want to play, you simply must type in and be the first to do so. Wogan's Wobbly Women. And whilst we wait for the erstwhile contestant, let's have a lovely little look at the old Supermatch board. Now, the old Supermatch boards for the last 3 or 4 weeks have been done on the back of the old cat litter. No, sorry, not litter, cat food. No wonder me cats have died. I've been feeding them litter and putting cat food in their tray. Andrew Spittles.
Actually, no, sorry, I got to retract this. The first person was in fact Fantastic
someone
Mr.
beat
Ox.
you.
Sorry.
Fantastic Mr. Ox.
Hmm.
You get to play the old Supermatch game. Now, you get to play tonight with John Chalice and Terry.
Who was John Chalice again? Remind me.
Isn't John Chalice in Only Fools and Horses?
Yes, Boise. Yeah, okay.
Yes, Boise, isn't it?
I need to get into character. Hang on.
You made me.
Okay.
There's Marlene.
I'm there.
All right. And Terry, what's the other Terry? Another famous Terry. Oh, Terry Christian. All right, yeah, lovely. But it's Terry Wogan. Anyway.
That sounded like Jimmy Savile, but yeah, okay.
Anyway, here we go. It's Supermatch. Let's reveal the legend.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Eugene. Here we go. It's... Oh. Nice and easy now. Car, blank. Now, Mr. Chalice. Car, blank.
Well,
like
as you know, Terry, when I was in Only Fools and Horses, the character I played, Boise, ran a used car showroom. So I'm going to say car showroom.
Well, that's definitely an answer. Thank you, John. So you got car showroom, hotel. Terry Christian and Terry Wogan is going to go for car wash. Now, you can choose one of your own. You can go for... you can have a wash with Terry, or you have a showroom with old John. Brilliant. That's the best impression you've managed yet, I have to say. So that's really fucking good.
Thanks.
So you can go with wash, showroom, or come up with one of your own. When you have your answer, we'll reveal the legends. What you got?
What have you got, Mr. Ox? While we're waiting, Terry, I'll tell you a story. Oh, actually, we've got an answer already from Mr. Ox.
Carl Birkenstocks. Well, that's a great answer. Old fantastic Mr. Ox. Well, let's see what the old studio audience said. Now, for 50 blanks, we had car audience. You know, when
Yeah.
there's lots of people looking at a car.
While Terry, I recorded Only Fools and Horses in front of an audience with, so I understand that.
Only Fools and Horses is recorded before a live car audience. Now, for 100 blanks, we had car. Of course, very obvious. Car meal.
Carmel, of course.
You know, when you're hungry and you're in your car, you have a car meal. Now listen. Thank you, Boise. Now listen. Birkenstocks could well be there in the top 150 blank answer. Let's find out. Car. Oh, so close. Car pagans.
Car pagans.
You know, when pagans get in your car.
Yeah.
Well, nobody again has won blankety blank super match, but I tell you what, it's been absolutely lovely to have you play. Old Terry now has got to go back up to heaven, playing a round of golf with Jimmy Cricket, who's not dead yet, but don't tell him.
Please do take care with fireworks. Someone who is
Please
dead.
do take care with fireworks.
Please. Someone who is dead, though, is, of course, Mark Whitson.
Mark
Whiston.
Whiston. Yeah.
Because they had to prize this out of his dead hands. But it would be one week someone's going to win that, and I hope. And Mark's looking up now from hell, hoping that soon. Sorry, I got stupid hair. Hoping soon someone will win that.
Smiling, isn't he? Smiling. Old Mark Whitson from hell itself,
as he's being prodded right in the ani with a trident. We've got more comments. Mark Weston. Yay! Mark Weston is here. It's John's birthday next week. What would be a good present for him? Up to £10 and preferably emailable. Wow, that's very kind.
Oh, yeah. And you're going to be 43. Is that right, Jonathan?
Yeah.
That's all right. I'm 47. Don't worry.
Yeah, but you look 37.
I fucking don't.
No, you don't. You look 57.
Thank you, sir. So be 43. Oh, never been kissed.
Never been kissed. Never been bummed. No, it's
Yeah. Hang on, you were a massive Suede fan. You were bummed.
Mark Whitson is not here. Do you ever think Terry Wogan's doing talk shows in heaven? Oh,
of course he is. Of course he is.
Really good ones as well. That's the thing. It's that old adage. You don't know what you've got till it's gone. And tell you what, when Wogan went.
Tell you what, it's 7 o'clock in heaven, and it's old Wogan. And who am I talking to tonight? Pol Pot and Lorraine Chase.
Pol Pot is here to talk about his exclusive new lipstick regime called the Khmer Rouge.
Well, hey!
Hey, it's me.
Hey!
It's Pol Pot.
Hey!
Yeah,
Do you know what?
thanks,
a lot of. Do you know what? If Pol Pot just did a bit of "Wah-hey!" in the court, I reckon he could have got off.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
They're not going to sell many totalitarian regimes going at that speed. I probably said totalitarian. I meant totalitarian, of course.
Done.
Oh.
Have you been watching the new animation thing on Netflix? And I can't remember its name, but it's like a sort of spiritual, philosophical discussion set to really disgusting animation of people being killed.
No.
Someone here will immediately tell me what that is, but it's amazing.
While we're waiting, Dwayne's got a request. Can we see Tails Nutsack Camel Toe? Yeah, you can. You can. Which is, of course, this. I'll have to turn off the banner because the banner ruins it.
All right, Rob.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your pleasure.
A Hallmark card.
Wogan's Wanger.
It's not his wanger. It's just that there's a natural give between the crease of his. It's going literally twixt the ball bag. Sarah P. What the?
Sarah P.
I don't want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Good luck. Good luck.
the old lockdown spirit there.
And now John Craven to discuss fertilizer plan for the killing fields.
I try to remember what it's called. It's really good. It's on Netflix at the moment, and it's called something like. No, it's not called anything like. I can't remember what it's called. But I watched all of them in a
Is
day.
it
And
like
it's
Death
quite...
and Robots?
No, it's not. No.
I thought
No,
Tim
no.
might come through for you there.
I thought he might do it then, but he didn't, did he?
No.
Oh, never mind. Look, I need to refresh my glass, John. So you need to entertain.
I will.
Tell them that story when you slept with Roland Rat.
All right. Well, I'm glad it's just us now. I'm sorry about my fucking stupid hair. I've got stupid lockdown hair, and it won't. I sound like a twat. So let's ask me some questions. I'm here for your question needs. I can tell you a story about when I had sex with Roland Rat. It was a long time ago, and when I say had sex with, I didn't really have any choice. But you know, does it bother you that Last Crusade, the first Grail trial, the breath of God, only the penitent man may pass, so he kneels, but then he does a forward roll to avoid. Yeah, it does. It does bother me actually. I think that's a comment about the priests in the church. You have to kneel down and then roll over to avoid any unwanted attention. Edward says, "You look good, John." Thank you, because this is my last JP special of being 42. So it's very exciting that someone mentioned my birthday. That's very sweet of the person who mentioned my birthday. Thank you. What's your favorite Bond outfit? I like Dalton in The Living Daylights when he's putting on the glove and he's closed up his suit to be on all black to do some sniping. Paul's back.
Hello. I'm having the old Beefeater Blood Orange.
Have you ever watched Invasion USA? Yes, I have. And it's also going to be in my book that's coming out probably next year now. Much later next year.
What's
it's supposed
that?
to be, well, my book or Invasion USA.
What's Invasion USA?
It's a Chuck Norris film from the late 80s. It was for Canon Film. And it's about America being invaded, but Chuck Norris is the hero, and it's going to be covered in the book.
Wow. I
always forward roll out of the vestibule. Yes. This was when we were talking about... oh, hang on. At gunpoint, you are told you can bring back any former Doctor Who from the dead. But a current surviving Doctor will lose all their limbs as a result. Which choices do you make? Well, obviously it would be Troughton. No, Pertwee. And I'd have... I don't know. I don't like many of the new Doctors, controversially. So I don't know. Paul's probably your best one for that.
Well, yeah, definitely Troughton would come back. It's unfair, but I'd happily let McCoy lose a few limbs.
Oh no, you can't say that.
I'm only going with old Who. I'm not even going near new Who.
Oh, if we're going old Who, yeah. You know what though? I'm going to be really controversial. I'd have Hartnell lose a few limbs and have Pertwee back.
Oh, okay.
I like McCoy more than Hartnell.
So does that mean every generation the Doctor comes back with no arms?
Yeah.
After Hartnell.
Yeah.
He's a no-armed Doctor.
I really like McCoy. Sorry. Did McCoy have an umbrella? Yes, he did, with a question mark on the end.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with McCoy per se. I just have a problem with shitty writing. But that's not a problem because there was shitty writing throughout. And there's been discovering. And there's been shitty writing in the new Who. So what the only thing I adore about old Who's is 2, 3, sometimes 1 to 8 episodes to really invest in a story. Whereas the one thing that the new Who's don't do, everything is one episode, and quite often how they resolve it is boring.
This is a good joke.
And the story, yes, you're right. Tom Baker was legless most of the time. Goody. And the new Who's are just, they have a fucking story arc that nobody cares about. And standalone episodes that nobody cares about. But, that's not It's not for us anymore.
No.
It's for people who are 14 to 18. 12
Is it?
to 18. Yeah, it's not
Notice my
for us
laptop's
anymore.
plugged in. There we go.
It's for young people. It's not for us. It was for us when we were young. Whenever you were young, that's when it was for you.
When
It's
you
no
were young and your who was William Hartnell. He used to say,
You know he did, you know he did.
you know he did.
And then he reversed the polarity of the neutron flow. And the TARDIS would go. Ba-ba-dum.
Patrick Troughton.
Flames in his
Patrick
eyes.
Troughton. Oh,
Patrick
that'd be great.
Troughton.
He's too fat.
Ah, ah.
Which cartoon character did you fancy when you were young? You could still fancy them now. For me, it was the brunette one from Captain Caveman. I think the name was Captain Caveman. Ah,
Right.
Cartoon character did you fancy?
Well, there was Betty Rubble,
Yeah.
who was kind of hot. Obviously, I mean the sort of go-to is Jessica Rabbit,
Yeah.
because that's like, good lord.
I'd have to say Dogtanian.
Who? What? Milady, the cat.
Dogtanian. No, Willy Fogg. Sorry, Willy Fogg, which is coincidentally what you get from him after you've had sex with him.
Willy Fogg.
And
a strange anal mist.
I was always quite confused about
Boys
boys in general. Yeah.
growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked Suede and I liked Gene and I liked Pulp, but I don't know. I quite like Mark Almond.
No, I've forgotten the name of the cartoon.
Oh, well, that makes this conversation rather redundant.
Does a bit.
No, go on. So you used to fancy?
No, I was always quite confused about.
There was a character. The woman in G-Force was quite sort of. Ooh, she was fun.
No, Tigra. Yeah, the lady from Thundercats.
Oh yes, okay. So there's that sort of feral tiger lady. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah.
And also Teela from Masters of the Universe.
Yeah. And also Hamble from Play School.
Hamble from Play School. He just fucking would lie there, wouldn't he?
With
looking so fucking sorry. Looking so fucking vulnerable.
With her cold, dead shark eyes.
Don't start on Paul from D'Artagnan. Think of the horses. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I just can't.
If you listen to the live Bullseye episode of Smash Pod, Paul goes on a little rant. Bless him.
It's still to this day. It just irks me. It's insane.
Teela, yes, Teela.
Oh God. Anyway, let's move on from that.
Willy Fogg? Yes, he will. Yeah. Love the tank in Thundercats. I had that tank when I was a kid. I got it one Christmas.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I got it one Christmas. Fucking loved it.
I used to have a Space 1999 ship, but it was This is back when you could get it in proper sort of like heavy.
I had that as well. It was really big, and it was the big head.
I had a small one. I had a small one, but it was like lead painted. It was a proper heavy thing.
Mine was plastic, like a Star Wars toy.
Ah, okay, yeah.
I mean, I say that. I mean, I was about 4, so it's probably about that big.
Well, no, before it was probably about that big. Oh, no. Look at the size of this pea.
Pasta, bread, potatoes, and rice. You have to choose one to never consume again. Bread.
Pasta.
Really?
Yeah.
I lived with that when I took a diet seriously a long time ago, which seems hard to believe now. I lived without bread for about 2 years, I think, and I was perfectly happy with that.
I don't think I could live without bread and rice.
No,
potato is hard. I could definitely live without pasta. I find the whole Italian. There's certain things I really like, but there's a lot of like it's just the same shit with different tomato sauce on it.
No, I agree with that. Right, I'm leaving you to everybody now because I'm going to go and get some drinks.
Okay, well, I'll entertain them with a story. Hello, Richard Briers here. I was doing repertory theatre with Rula Lenska and what's the name of the chap? He used to have a little guitar with him and play it, and he was wonderfully funny. I'm trying to remember the man's name, Mark Knopfler, and we were doing a wonderful show. It was a Ray Cooney farce based on Whoops, There Go My Trousers. But this particular farce was set on an aeroplane. And basically the captain of the airplane, who was played by yours truly, had sex with every passenger. And what happened is the women were giving birth to my progenies. And Mark Knopfler, who played a rather wonderful stewardess with a lisp, said to me, "Oh, no, we're done. Okay.
We're done. We're good.
Yeah.
What's the pic behind you, Paul?
I don't have a pic behind me. I just have my house behind me."
Well, you have got something on the wall.
Oh, I see. Yes. Now, my partner painted this, but before I met her. And as you can see, it's a lovely lady's face. But if you tilt your head that way and look at it, it says liar.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Ah, so fucking.
Is that a picture of Tony Blair?
It's a picture of Tony B. Liar. So yeah, single best ABBA song.
James, people who like Smurfpod, James here is the one who does all the comedy posters. Yeah.
Oh, James, you're brilliant. You are brilliant.
Also, you met him at the book launch.
Yes, you are brilliant, James. Single best ABBA song. I really like Eagle.
I have to say, I like two songs. If I'm going for one that's kind of on gold and everything, I like Money, Money, Money. I think that's great.
Yeah.
It's fun to play. Also,
which one would you rather like listen to whilst someone you don't know gently comes on the back of your neck?
My Mama Said. It's got a very soothing bass line.
That's by Lenny Kravitz, isn't it?
No. There's My Mama Said. Look, if you haven't heard it, put in YouTube ABBA, My Mama Said. It's fucking great.
Put on fucking YouTube Eagle. That's a lovely song.
Don't have someone spunk on the back of your neck if you listen to it. I imagine that detracts from
No, it's mandatory. It's mandatory.
Neil Byrne says, James! Yeah, James is that man. 5, 6, 7, 8, that's a Steps song. I know what you've done there. And that's funny because Steps tried to be ABBA for a bit, didn't they?
Oh, God, did they?
They did, yeah.
What did they do? Oh, did they do a couple of ABBA covers?
I'm thinking of Bee Gees, sorry. Lionel Blair and Tony Blair, East End Crime Gang.
The only people I remember who could sort of cover ABBA in that right sort of umbrella was Erasure.
Yeah, and they did, didn't they?
And they sort of did it well because they were high camp as well. So they sort of
They did Lay All Your Love on Me, didn't they?
Lay All Your Love on Me. And they managed to sort of capture what that was. And
also, French and Saunders did quite well with that.
Yeah, C'est la vie.
Oh, this is a good question. What was the first video nasty you saw? I like that.
Oh, I can remember that completely.
Oh, what was yours?
I saw, because I grew up swimming by the sea. Like I was in the sea, like at the age of 2. I was just constantly in the water. I'm not sporty, but I love swimming. I adore fucking swimming. I used to be a lifeguard, so I'm a swimmy fucking maniac. So when I was in Devon, I used to swim all the time. And then I saw Jaws. And then I stopped swimming for at least 2 years. But that wasn't the first video nasty. I accidentally came downstairs just during the bit when the American Werewolf in London, where he turned into the werewolf.
Oh,
and I think I was fixated because my mum and dad got it on a video. It wasn't even released. They got it on a video from we used to have a video van. They hired it and they waited till me and my brother were asleep to watch it. And I came downstairs for whatever reason, and I just stood there and I saw him and all that, and I just remember being so terrified I couldn't fucking move?
My brother's 5 years older than me. It's your age, actually.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
He was in the Power War, was he, like me?
My parents had this weird thing
Key
where we could rent out any film we wanted, and they didn't care about ratings or anything. And
Christ.
my brother said, "Oh, we'll rent this out," and it was called the Witch Who Came In From the Sea.
Oh my God.
And we all went home and watched it together. And what it is basically is a woman who is raped and beaten and dumped in the sea and left for dead, and then comes back and gets revenge on everybody. And there's one scene, I mean, apart from the gratuitous sex in it, which was bad enough, she cuts off a guy's dick with a razor blade.
Ooh.
And I think I was about 7 or 8, and we're all sat around the living room watching this thing. And my dad was doing that great sketch in the File Show where the dad would be like, "Oh, I wonder what's on TV," and lift up the newspaper. That sort of thing. My dad used to do that a lot. And I think my mum had to go, "I'm sorry, we can't watch this anymore." Just as she was like in this razor blade ready to cut this guy's dick off, or balls, one of the two. And God, Jesus Christ, my brother was just like, "Oh, I'm really sorry." How old would he have been? He'd have been 13, 14.
I can tell you the scariest thing I ever encountered as a child, which was I was 7 or 8, and if we were doing a normal sort of family shop, we go to the Co-op. But because I was in Plymouth, it was called Plymco, Plymouth Co-op. But if we wanted to do a big old shop, we would drive to the Asda, which is about 8 miles away. A big old fucking top-up shop, whatever. And I was there with my mum and dad and my brother, and I think I was about 7 or 8. So my brother was probably about 5. And for some reason, the Honey Monster was there.
Oh my God!
But it was a full-size Honey Monster.
That'd be fucking terrifying.
And all I remember is I could see the top of it walking through another aisle, going, "Tell them about the honey, mummy," and all that. And it came down towards me, and my family going, "Hello," and my mum says, she just saw me piss myself, just literally,
oh my God,
wet myself in fear, and then I ran out of the store.
Oh God,
I was so scared, and I have had in that awful sort of Sigmund Freudy reoccurring nightmarish dreams occasionally about being confronted by a giant honey monster. Fuck me. Your childhood fears and phobias so fucking stay with you in horrible ways. That I can still picture it now. I can picture the fucking aisle and the top of his yellow head lumbering down another aisle, heading toward. Oh, Christ.
We got someone agreeing with your ABBA selection. Someone says Eagle is indeed great.
Oh, it's the best. It's the only ABBA song I will countenance.
Zoe says re-neck come any of them.
I don't know what that means. Is that
Well, you said about which ABBA song would you like someone coming on the back of your neck?
Oh, well, Eagle, obviously.
What's the name of the game? Good song. Please do the Raw movie as a Smash Pod.
What's Raw?
I don't know. I remember going to someone in the comments is bound to back me up on this. We used to go to the Natural History Museum a lot. I remember going there when I was about 9 or 10, and they had. Do you remember the Spitting Image lot did a Genesis video called Land of Confusion?
Yes.
There was a monster in that video that was like
too many people.
There's a monster in the video. It's like a little dinosaur that walks along all the way through the video.
Right.
I went to the Natural History Museum when I was about 9 or 10, and that was there in a cage.
Right.
No,
Are we talking childhood terror?
No. I just remember it being like really like walking in and being like, "What the fuck is that?" But obviously, I was someone who watched Spitting Image because my parents, looking back on it, didn't give a shit what me and my brother watched. So we saw all this sort of stuff. But yeah, I just remember going, and it felt really incongruous to have this latex puppet monster in the Natural History Museum.
I remember years ago, because my dad used to work in the dockyard in Plymouth on nuclear submarines and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
and once a day every year, not to the public, but to anyone whose family had a member who worked in the dockyard, they had a family day, and you could come into the dockyard, and it was all very like, oh, this is MOD property, whatever. I was very young, and my dad had one of his jobs because at one point he had to sign the Official Secrets Act because he used to load submarines with nuclear bombs. Like literally, my dad was a James Bond henchman.
Wow.
So a submarine would come into what they call dry dock. So it would come in and it would, I want to say park, but submarines don't park. But it would stop and they'd clamp it, and then the entire dock, bum, 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 would literally lift. All the water would drain, and then all the guys would work on the sub. And they'd refit it and whatever. And one of my dad's jobs was putting nuclear Trident missiles into subs.
God.
And one day we were allowed on an away day to go into the sub, and I was fucking like, this is just the best thing in the world. This is like stunning because everything is literally every corridors are that wide. It's so insane. My brother was really claustrophobic and couldn't cope with it, and I loved it. And at one point, my dad said, would you like to go and see the captain's quarters, the captain of the sub? And I went, yeah, all right. And we went into the captain. Obviously, there's no one on board. It was just my dad. There's probably a few crew members on board because there always has to be someone on board in case of whatever. And we were being shown around, and he showed me the captain's room. And there was a year planner on a wall. And it was completely blank except for 4 days. And all it said, like, I don't know the exact dates. Let's say June the 4th to June the 8th. It just had June's divorce.
Oh my God.
I remember that so vividly. June's divorce.
Well, it's a hard month.
Captain had shoved that on. That's the only thing he was caring about that fucking year. June's divorce.
Here's a question. What's worse, Jaws 3D or Jaws Revenge? Jaws Revenge.
3D. Oh.
Actually, no. I'm going to say Jaws 3D because Jaws Revenge is fun.
Yeah, Jaws Revenge is funny. I mean, it's funny as fuck. Whereas Jaws 3D has no humour and it's also awful. Whereas Jaws Revenge is awful, but at least it has a banana mama.
Uh-huh. And Jaws 3D is quite boring, really.
Yeah.
Sarah says, sorry, I've come downstairs by mistake. That's fine, Sarah.
That's all right.
Well, again, I'm catching up on the comments now. Going round the twist was alarmingly precedent.
Oh, yeah. Round the twist was brilliant.
But
I can't remember anything about it.
They lived in a lighthouse.
Yeah, I remember that.
All everybody was like, have you ever felt like this? When strange things happen, are you going round the twist? Going round the twist.
Do you remember Alias the Jester?
No.
Do you remember that? I'm sure. Am I making this up? There was a show where the theme tune was Alias the Jester. Was it Jester? Was it Alias? I don't know. Hang on. I saw Barbara Windsor at the opening of a supermarket in the early 1980s. She made a suggested comment about the baguette my parents were buying. Well, that, Andrew, is pure fucking gold.
This is more gold. Look at this.
Dwayne, thank you, sir.
Fuck Trago Mills, get to boundary stores.
How dare you? Fuck. Sarah P. obviously knows about Devon. Trago Mills. Ooh, the only medieval-based castle outlet of Tut.
Oh, I agree with this. Watership Down shit me up as a kid because death and blood.
There was the BBC. There was a BBC
radio version.
No. There was a BBC show with that an alien had crashed onto like a cliff, a beach, or a cliff in Devon or something, and you could only see its viewpoint via red, and it was going around killing people. And I remember that as a kid. Terrified the living shit out of me, but I can't remember what it was called. See, Alias the Jester, loved it. Thank you, Mr. Ox.
I remember that.
No, I don't remember it. I just remember the theme tune. Oh yeah, the Trago Mills fire. Fucking hell. Why do so many people know about Trago Mills?
I don't know. I never heard of it.
Well, they were a retail outlet in Devon.
I thought you were going to say he was a game show host.
No. Trago Mills was a retail outlet in Newton Abbot, Falmouth, and Liscar. I'm going to say,
Right.
and they were basically like not Poundland. They were just they sold everything. They were like what B&M is today. But their remit was that they sewed it within their own medieval-based castles. So they built all these awful, shitty castles out of fucking MDF and whatever, and you'd go and shop in them.
God.
And the adverts would be, Trago Mills got a great deal happening. Get on down to Trago Mills. If I'm speaking pure Devon. Oh, he's from Torquay.
Which is in the news this week.
Yes, it is. I like the fact that apparently John Cleese got really like about and it wasn't the BBC that had taken down the episode at all. It was Dave or something, or
yeah, it was UK TV. I think
TV Play, yeah, that had taken. I'm gonna say statues I'm fine with, but taking like all of the episodes of the Mighty Boosh and
the thing is, when my kids were little, this is like 6-7 years ago, they were really into Bugs Bunny cartoons. So I remember buying a DVD of old Bugs Bunny cartoons because it was cheap. And I put them on. And before each one, and apparently Talking Pictures do this now, there was a disclaimer before all Bugs Bunny cartoons saying, bear in mind attitudes at this time were different as they are now. So please bear this in mind.
yeah.
And they started, that's all you need to do. Is just say,
Exactly.
I mean, as John Cleese said today, I don't approve of John Cleese generally these days. I think he's a bit of a prick, but
I know the woman who walks his dogs.
right.
And she's lovely. And she says that he's just a bit of a angry, confused man nowadays.
Well, he said today, sorry, everybody. It's been a long day. He said today that, there's nothing funnier in terms of bigotry than showing someone who's a bigot and showing that person responding to that person in the way that you want them to.
Yeah, it's the whole Alf Garnett thing, isn't it? It's like, you were laughing. You shouldn't have been laughing with me. I was laughing at you. Blah blah.
People got confused and thought that the Germans episode was taken down for the Germans bit. It's not. It's what what the Major says. He says the N word and the W word in terms of that sort of thing. So that's why it's been taken down.
And
apparently the BBC.
And what's the thing with the Mighty Boosh? It's because they were pretending to be foreign people.
There's a scene where Julian Barrett is blacked up as Jimi Hendrix, I think.
But once you take the sort of code of the Mighty Boosh, it's non sequitur nonsense, Vic and Bobby flights of. I don't know. I just find. And obviously, I mean, League of Gentlemen. I'm presuming it's Papa Lazarou that is the big. But that's not. He's not black. He's just insane.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't get.
No, I don't. It's one of those.
It's all getting a bit weirdly out of control now. It's like you would say now we have to get rid of every Bugs Bunny cartoon because Bugs Bunny pretty much had a big thing about dressing up as women all the time. So
they have that's the thing I was saying. They have a disclaimer for every episode saying,
right,
that's not how we feel these days. That's all they need to do. Apparently, Talking Pictures do it all the time before their old films, which are going to be problematic.
But
someone's saying here, to be fair, they re-edited the Germans episode of Fawlty Towers to take out the N-word in 2013. The episode on TV is the unedited one.
My point is that aren't we allowed to make our own decisions? And I think it's a matter of choice, isn't it? We can decide to watch a TV show. You can't necessarily decide to walk past a statue.
Absolutely.
You can by never being in the proximity of it. But I find I was always a big fan of I was never a big fan of people like Roy Chubby Brown or all that. But I was a fan of the fact that comedy was one of the few places left where you can fucking say whatever you want. It's not for me. Bernard Manning was never for me. But I'll somehow defend to the hilt his ability to be able to do what he did for those who liked it. It's wrong. It's not for me. But comedy seemed to be one of those pure forms where nothing could be sort of pigeonholed and put in brackets, and I find that really sad now because. And I don't mind if before we watch something we're told this was made before blah, blah. But even I found that weirdly offensive in a sort of odd way. It just doesn't. I don't know. That's my cutoff point with where we are at the moment with our craziness. Is deciding now what is right and what is wrong. I understand that with certain aspects of history, but in comedy, it was sort of, I don't know. What I'm annoyed with myself because I know that people can put my same argument against me when it comes to historical figures, and I suppose that's where I'm in woolly thinking. But I find it all a bit at the moment.
No, I'm the same, exactly the same.
It's just.
I just think you need a brief caption card before this stuff saying, this was recorded in 1970, whatever. Attitudes were different then, and also the scene in question is making fun of the Major rather than celebrating the Major, and off we go.
But I think that the fact that we even need that caption card is somehow. It's like, do we have to be literally led through the garden of? I mean, it's just, I don't know. At the moment, we've got the whole statue thing. I mean, to me, if we're gonna truly go down this route of, and I completely agree with all those people are being pulled down. I understand it completely. I don't necessarily understand the way it's been done, and then other people are going, well, we've been trying to have this pulled down for 5 years. And we've not managed it, so therefore it's happened in this current wave. And I kind of understand that. But if we take that thinking to its pure whatever, then surely every single fucking church in England should be burnt to the fucking ground because of the cunts who went around killing Muslims during the Crusades. I mean, if we're gonna take it to that basic idiom of people doing wrong, then there shouldn't be a fucking church standing.
Yeah.
Who's with me? Who wants to come round in 3 days' time and pull down St. Paul's Cathedral?
Liar.
I
like the idea that someone tuning in now will not realise we had a good hour of serial killers. We did have a good hour of serial killers. We did.
True.
Clive Mantle was the better nuclear man. That's true. And if you listen to the Superman 4 Patreon episode that we did live, Paul and I and Eleanor Morton, we went to the Baker Street branch of Everyman.
We did.
We screened Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, and then we did a live podcast after. And Clive himself, I got in touch with him. Sweet man. he answered all my questions about that. If you listen to the episode, I read out all of Clive's answers, and he's a lovely man.
Do you know what? It was nowhere near as horrific as I thought it would be.
I've got a very soft spot for that film. I was 10 years old when I saw that.
I sort of weirdly have now. I mean, once you've seen Superman freeze an entire lake and drop it on a nuclear facility,
that's Superman 3.
No. I'm saying once you've seen that, you're more than happy to see him plug up a volcano.
Yes, that movie.
The logic, you just go, that's fine now. If you could do that, then you can definitely do that. That's not my problem.
No, we've done that one. There's probably a worse language in the 80s. Yeah, that's true. I've been watching Only Fools and Horses on BritBox.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Also, I bought the Minder box set quite recently. In the first episode, is a racist jamboree. It's not pleasant to watch.
I mean, if we're now still sort of coasting down this sort of viewpoint, then there should never be an episode of Father Ted available to anyone. Surely. Because of Graham Lineham's fucking insane viewpoints that he seems to have stuck on for the last 4 years. So let's just get rid of that now, shall we? I mean, let's just get rid please. It's madness.
Good shout, Dwayne. I'm annoyed they stopped clapping for carers as I used to start nodding off 5 to 8 so the street would applaud my climax. You know what? You wish you could handpick an audience, and I'm so pleased because it feels like I have. Loving the combo, guys. Really, thank you, Edward.
No, well, thank you, Edward. It's just there's too much happening.
Oh,
now.
Sarah. That's mean.
Why does that mean?
Because Christopher Reeve couldn't walk. That's mean.
Oh shit! Yes, I've now seen it. Oh God, that's really dark, Sarah.
That was a joke that went around at the time. Sarah,
Oh,
your
horrible.
16-year-old will now be looking at you and saying, "Mummy, what have you done?"
Mummy, why are you putting dried pasta through the air holes in my box?
They haven't banned any Falls North episode where Dell gets. No, that's not right. Malcolm X was in Minder. No, Tim, he wasn't. We have to do this every week. No, he wasn't. Can we get back to stories about Trago Mills?
Trago Mills got a great deal happening. Get on down to Trago Mills.
I mean, if anything, it's fitting with our theme this week because it sounds like a country and western boutique.
Liskeard, Falmouth, and Newton Abbot. Hey, I bet. I'm going to find out now who are the true Devonites among us.
Mm-hmm.
Name the very famous carpet salesman who used to have a variety of beautiful themes on either BBC Radio Devon or Plymouth FM or whatever it was. Very, very famous. I'll be very impressed if anyone gets this.
Let's see if anyone jumps in with that particular answer.
Yeah, but meanwhile, because I forget, John, that you're a Londoner, born and bred. Go blimey, Mrs. Eccleston, how's about the size of your pewter jugs?
Have you seen me allotment? It's full of dead Nazis in gold.
That's the one, yeah. I've been down to Camden, got myself some ear studs. Fucking hell, cool, blimey, look at the size of that falafel. And all those.
Yeah, I grew up on the mean streets of North Wembley till I was 6. Yeah.
Yeah, you're so close to where I live now in Golders Green.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So close. Yeah. Wow.
And I used to visit my nan every other Sunday. So I was there a lot.
What's the name of
And my nan looked like John Pertwee as well, so that's another link.
What's the name of the
find that picture?
What's the name of the famous lady who got, and it was terrible, she got acid thrown in her face and she's now become an ambassador for...
Oh, it's Katie something. Someone will choose.
Yeah. Well, that happened just underneath my flat.
Did it? Fuck, really?
Yeah, literally underneath my flat.
Underneath my flat. No, that's awful. It was Katie something, wasn't it?
Yeah. Before I moved in, I wasn't here when that happened.
Sure. I'm not saying you were responsible.
No. God.
Although people at home are probably filling in the blanks there.
Well, no, I've never... the most violent thing I've ever done is doff my cap to a lady and then drop the cap.
I should say I've known Paul for... How long have I known you? Like 3 years?
3 years?
He's the perfect gentleman, so he won't do something like that. That's for sure. No.
Does anyone know about the famous Devon carpet salesman with adverts? No one.
Do you
remember
I told you my nan looked like John Pertwee?
Yeah.
That's my nan. Or is it John Pertwee? Who can say?
Is that you next to her?
That is me. This is about 1979.
Oh, look at you. Little blondie.
I was blonde and blue-eyed until I was about 4.
I was blonde until I was about 6 months, and then I went...
She's saying, Joe, there's something wrong with the child.
Reverse the polarity of the John flow.
And when I got up to leave, she got up and went, ah, and fell on me. Yeah.
Well, since no one knows, it was Larry Spears.
Larry Spears.
Honestly, if you every advert on the radio in the
Katie
70s,
Piper.
Is that a name? Katie Piper?
The person who got acided, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Larry Spears was Tots and Teens. I remember Tots and Teens, Tim Coleman. Oh my God, this is weird. Why do so many of our listeners have a slight penchant towards...
They love you and your Plymouth ways.
Janner. If I'm from Plymouth, I'm a Janner.
A Virginia.
Hey. But I didn't grow up in Plymouth. I grew up outside Plymouth. On Dartmoor.
This is a funny point. She says, Diane says, your cat's mother. My nan looked like Davros. Towards the end of her life, my nan would often watch telly with headphones on. And I must admit, going around to her house when I'm about 14 years old, and she's sitting there watching telly with headphones on, not hearing what was said because she's had a horrible stroke. And it's awful. I'm definitely going to hell. I remember whispering to my mum, she looks like Davros. And yeah, so bless her.
My mum in the late 80s, early 90s went through an Anne Diamond looky-likey phase. Where she looked identical to Anne Diamond. Where people would go, "Are you Anne Diamond?" She'd be like, No, I'm not. No. But she did look at Anne Diamond. And that's not... But my dad never looked like Nick Owen.
No.
Ever.
Larry Spears is Harry Styles' hotel name.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what it means. Sarah, you're more clued in than we are. We're irrelevant middle-aged men.
Yeah, Christ, aren't we?
Please, John, say acided. Acided. Someone received an acided attack.
Acided.
Ask Paul about the pimple.
What pimple? Have I got a pimple?
I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
We're only 4 minutes away from closing up here, guys.
Yeah.
Davrov's first name was Bobby. Very good. But as we discussed on the wonderful podcast, The Wheezing Groaning Sound, this week, the best Davros would indeed be John Lydon.
Yeah, absolutely. Nick Ferrari's an octopusy. What?
Apparently Nick Ferrari was an octopusy. I don't know about that. It's not come up in mine.
I'm going to say no, but that's a lovely thought.
Diane, thank you for sticking with us. You've been with us a few weeks now.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's really nice of you because it's a ramshackle bit of fun.
Bobby's first name is Davros. Sarah, thank you for sticking with us this evening.
Yeah, you've all been lovely. And we got 3 minutes now.
I hope your 16-year-old has enjoyed seeing middle-aged men who were fucking staggeringly struggling in the middle of the ocean of YouTube.
Well, I can happily tell you I've not earned anything in 3 months.
No.
So that's good.
But we have prepared an ending for this evening.
Oh yes, have we? Yes, we have.
So we're going to go out the way we came in. So, Paul, take it away.
What? Oh yeah, shit! Fucking hell, I forgot. I mean, I wrote this and I fucking forgot.
He sent this to me this afternoon. We were all excited about it.
Yeah,
thank you, Mr. Ox. Thank you. It's on Tuesday. Thank you very much. Thank you.
No, you're absolutely right. So well, that's all we have time for. But before we go, here is some late news. The Ministry of Defence have announced a new pay scale for the Army. Said a new cadet, it's all very well for the sergeants and the majors, but it's a nasty blow to the privates.
A new car was unveiled today at the British Car Show. It's a cross between a Toyota and Quasimodo. It's called the Hatchback of Notre Dame.
Wonderful. Police in West London wish to make an appeal to local residents about the infamous cross-eyed burglar. If you see a strange man staring into your windows, then please alert the neighbours next door.
In traffic news, a lorry load of jam has overturned on the M1. Drivers have been told to stick to the left-hand side.
Wonderful stuff. World leaders today were visiting foreign dignitaries, and they held up symbols to represent the country that they were visiting. Neil Kinnock went to Turkey and held up a turkey. David Owen went to Iceland and held up some ice. And Mrs. Thatcher went to Nicaragua and held up the traffic.
And And finally, the long-awaited autobiography of the British Army officer who single-handedly crossed the Sahara Desert and is released today. It's called 200 Days on a Camel by Major Bumsaw.
Wonderful. Well, it's good night from me.
And it's a good night from him.
Good night.
Good night.
Fum fum, fum fum, fum fum.
The after party is in our heart. Or it might be on Twitter. Who knows? Who knows?
We're done now. This is dead air.
We're done now today. Good night, Paul.
Buh, buh.